Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and this video will showcase the lap time, top speed and race tier of the Firebolt ASP, which is a drip feed car from the GTA 5 Agents of Sabotage update. If you want to see how all of the vehicles from all classes perform, check the brand new for 2024 testing videos in the playlist linked in the description, and be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on future testing of new vehicles added to GTA 5 and beyond. So first of all, we're going to be starting with the non-HSW version of the Firebolt, which comes in slightly quicker than the Monstrosity and the Ratel, obviously the non-HSW version of the Monstrosity. With a 105.5, it sits in the C tier for the off-roads class, and it's slightly quicker and more consistent than the Ratel and the Monstrosity that are also in that C tier, but I would say that it's worse in an off-road situation. So it's going to depend on the situation, certainly for an off-road class race. The Firebolt is in the off-roads class, but it makes me still wish that, pickup trucks were put in the utility class and made that class a lot more interesting. But hey, it is what it is. But really the talking point is the HSW version of the Firebolt. Can it beat the Monstrosity at the top spot? Well, it can on one front, but not the other. The main one, lap time, it can't. It sits in second place for the off-roads class with a 1 minute 0.8, half a second slower than the Monstrosity's lap time, but it is about 3.5 miles per hour quicker on the top speed, so it becomes the new fastest car in the off-roads class for top speed. And there's a good balance between the Firebolt and the Monstrosity at the top of the off-roads class. It feels like it's been thought about to make sure that they're actually quite well balanced at the top, and it's not just suddenly way quicker or way slower. And you'll see in the comparison in a few seconds how close they actually are. The Firebolt obviously has the slightly better top speed. That's not really too much of a help in a racing situation, but it's also got some really good grip, especially in the higher speed corners. But the shorter wheelbase of the Monstrosity makes it more nimble, and I would say better in the lower speed corners. So there's a bit of a trade-off between the two. I would say the Firebolt is probably more consistent to get a good lap time out of it when you're doing a normal race on a regular circuit. But the Monstrosity probably is the better one off-road, because when you look at the off-road traction loss values, the Monstrosity's is 0.15, the Firebolt's is 0.25, so the Monstrosity will be quicker when it's driving off-road than what the Firebolt is. The Monstrosity has the handling flag that ignores bushes, so it is not affected when you go through a bush, whereas the Firebolt doesn't have that flag, so it is. So ultimately, considering this is the off-roads class, the Monstrosity is far, far better in an off-road situation than what the Firebolt is, even though they're very close for lap time and top speed, really, on a regular circuit. So on regular racing, you can race off-road class on regular tracks. They're going to be very, very close. If it's just an off-road race, that S tier that the Firebolt has put itself into for the top of the class, you're probably going to look more towards the Monstrosity that when it has a varying amount of terrain and all that kind of stuff. The Monstrosity does like the bumps a little bit more as well and get more of a boost from those. Also, should let you know that you can now finally put a custom plate on the Monstrosity, in case you didn't already know. One other note that I'll quickly mention is that I've obviously put this Firebolt video out because I've had access to the Firebolt a little bit early, and a few people have. That's been shared around the car meet. I think today is the first day that you can actually get it legitimately through the career rewards, so that's why I've put it out today. But when it comes to the emergency vehicles video, everything is tested for that except the two new vehicles that were released today with the Coquette and the Faction, but the snow means that I can't test them. So the emergency vehicles video is cursed, I just can't get it out. So yeah, as soon as the snow's gone, I'll then be able to test those two final police vehicles, and you'll be seeing the emergency vehicles video, but it's going to be the start of 2025 at this point because I can't test the cars because the snow is active and you can't get rid of it. So it's just cursed, that video, but yeah, everything else is done. And yeah, it'll be out as soon as the snow's gone, basically. I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update there. But yeah, that's everything for this video. Please consider supporting on Patreon or become a YouTube member if you want to support this work and get some extra perks for doing so, such as early access to videos and other testing results. Also remember to read the description for more info, comment with your thoughts, like the video if you enjoyed or found it helpful, and subscribe for more. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.